Hello and welcome to Good Morning Thailand. Today we'll be talking about some of the news stories from across Thailand and a few stories from around ASEAN now. Starting with our first story today, which is regarding three Thais who have been arrested for assaulting a mute man over jealousy. In a disturbing case that has shocked Thailand, three Thai men were arrested for the brutal assault and robbery of a mute man in what police report as a jealousy-fueled attack. The assault took place after the suspects targeted the victim, who is reportedly involved in a love triangle with one of the attacker's romantic interests. The mute man, who was vulnerable and unable to speak for himself, sustained significant injuries, and several of his personal items, including his wallet and phone, were stolen. Quick police action led to the suspect's capture, and they now face multiple serious charges, including assault, robbery, and intimidation. This case has raised concerns about the extent to which jealousy can lead to violent crime in Thailand and highlights the ongoing work of law enforcement to protect vulnerable individuals in society. The suspects await a court date, and further legal proceedings are expected to unfold in the coming weeks. Quite often, we talk about jealousy-fueled attacks in Thailand, and we actually have, just today, 4 different incidents. This was just the incident I picked for the show this morning. But yeah, jealousy often in general, when love is concerned, gets a lot of crime. Yeah, in Thailand especially, very common where there's a love triangle or a former ex where they just don't let it go. So watch out the next time, you're in some area, and vet your partner, just in case. Oh well. For now, we're going to move on to our next story, which is regarding 18 and an egg theft that ends in compassion. So this is a little bit of a feel-good story. Now, in Trat province in Thailand, a story of compassion emerged after a teenage boy was caught attempting to steal eggs from a local convenience store. The teen admitted he was driven to steal because his family was struggling financially and he wanted to provide a meal for them. Rather than reacting with anger, the store owner decided to respond with kindness, refusing to press charges and instead offering support to the young man. This act of generosity struck a chord with the community, many of whom rallied behind the boy and his family, offering assistance. The incident has sparked a conversation on poverty and youth, highlighting how small acts of compassion can make a big difference in someone's life. This heartwarming story going viral all around Thailand at the moment reminds us that understanding and empathy can sometimes be more effective than punishment. A feel-good story indeed. Normally stories like this only happen in the movies, but not today. Going to show the compassion and the generosity of Thai people in general. A nice story there. Hopefully that young man can change his life around, and hopefully that family can get some help as well from the people helping them. For now, we're going to move on to our third story today, which takes us to Pattaya. Now, this might be good news or bad news, depending on how you look at it, because Pattaya City Live is now an experience you can experience in real time. Pattaya City has introduced a new live CCTV system offering both locals and tourists a real-time view of the city's key locations. This innovative initiative allows anyone to monitor popular tourist spots, traffic conditions, and public areas through an online feed, accessible from any device with internet connectivity. City officials implemented the live CCTV feed to boost public safety and transparency, providing an added layer of security for Pattaya's bustling nightlife. Beachside areas and streets are visible by enabling residents and visitors to see the city in real time, and Pattaya aims to become a model of smart city technology in Thailand. The project has received positive feedback from the community, who feel that it enhances safety and responsiveness to incidents. So ladies and gentlemen, this is a public PSA. Do be careful next time you tell your family where you're going on holiday, because if you tell them that you're going to a very nice resort in Chiang Mai, but they see you on CCTV in Pattaya, it might cause you in trouble. So, like I said, good and bad, depending on how you look at it. But in general, I think it's a great move. There's a lot of crime that does happen in Pattaya, especially with tourists. A lot of bar fights, or, there's a lot of scenarios where, whether it's Indian tourists or even Asian tourists who get there, gold necklaces snatched. So perhaps this is a measure that helps people to A, do less crime, or B, get caught on camera doing a crime and therefore get some justice as well. And all right, for now, we're going to move on to our next story, which is regarding healthcare. Whether you know it or not, high blood pressure tops Thailand's universal healthcare cases in 2023. Now, in 2023, high blood pressure, also known as hypertension, became the most commonly treated condition under Thailand's universal healthcare program. Affecting over 13 million people across the country, hypertension poses a significant health risk as it's often linked to heart disease, stroke, and other serious conditions. The rise in hypertension cases has drawn attention to the need for public awareness about preventive healthcare. Many factors contribute to the high incidence of hypertension, including diet, lifestyle, and stress. The Thai Ministry of Public Health has responded by encouraging regular health checkups and prompting a healthier lifestyle choice, such as reduced salt intake and increased physical activity. As healthcare facilities face the growing demand for hypertension, treatment for this issue reflects the challenges and responsibilities of universal healthcare. Now, who knew that hypertension would be a cause in a paradise country like Thailand? Although a lot of people come here for holidays, whether that be Phuket, whether that be Bangkok or the north of Thailand, or even the other areas, hypertension seems to be a growing issue, and seems like a lot of people here have, whether it's expats, foreigners, tourists, have, found a home, found a place to work, find a place to live, and with life comes tension, comes bills, comes debts. So a growing cause, or a cause that's growing in Thailand. Hopefully that can be reduced over the coming years. Now, talking about hypertension and keeping a cool head, our next story takes us to Doi Inthanon, which is in Chiang Mai, as it sees the season's coldest morning at 7 degrees Celsius. Ladies and gentlemen, get your sweaters ready, because Thailand's Doi Inthanon National Park in Chiang Mai, known as the country's highest peak, recently experienced its coldest morning of the season, with temperatures dipping to a brisk of 7 degrees Celsius. This significant drop in temperature marked the start of the cool season in northern Thailand, drawing thousands of tourists who flocked to experience the chilly mountain air and breathtaking scenery. Doi Inthanon, a favorite destination for both locals and international visitors, offers stunning views, waterfalls, and unique wildlife. The cool season typically brings increased tourism to the area, with visitors hoping to escape the tropical heat and enjoy a refreshing mountain retreat. Local businesses and accommodations have reported a boost in tourism, and of course, with that comes higher prices as well. So if you're looking to enjoy some cold weather, now is the time. Starting now until, I would say, late January and Feb, it's going to be cooler weather up in the north of Thailand, especially Chiang Mai, Chiang Rai, as there are a lot of mountains and a lot of good coffee to be enjoyed. So do make your trip up to the north during this time of Thailand if you can, if you like a little bit of a chilly weather. All right, ladies and gentlemen, those are some of the stories from across Thailand. I'm now going to be talking about a few stories from across ASEAN, starting first with India. Now, India, there was a bus crash in the Himalayas, and unfortunately 36 people have been pronounced dead. A tragic bus accident in the remote Himalayan region of India has left 36 people dead, underscoring the dangerous conditions on mountain roads. The bus, filled with passengers on a pilgrimage to a nearby temple, veered off a cliff and fell into a ravine after reportedly losing control on a winding road. The crash site was difficult for rescue teams to access due to the rugged, mountainous terrain, slowing down emergency response efforts. The incident highlights ongoing concerns about road safety in India's mountainous areas, where narrow, winding roads and unpredictable weather conditions make for perilous travel. This tragic event has led to renewed calls for better road infrastructure and stricter safety regulations for vehicles traveling through these challenging regions. And, of course, authorities are investigating the cause of the crash and assessing possible safety improvements to prevent similar accidents. But quite often these areas are also affected by shift in weather. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you are planning a trip down there, do be careful and make sure that the tour operators that you're using are experienced and trustable. And we're going to move on to our some of our last stories today. We're going to be talking about Indonesia next, where a volcano eruption at Mount Lewotobi has left a massacre. Now, in Indonesia, Mount Lewotobi on Flores Island erupted, leading to the tragic loss of lives and the evacuation of several villages nearby. The volcano, part of the Pacific Ring of Fire, sent ash plumes and lava high into the sky, causing panic among residents and triggering a major response from emergency services. Volcanologists are closely monitoring Lewotobi's activity as the eruption has raised concerns about further potential eruptions. This eruption is a stark reminder of Indonesia's vulnerability to volcanic activity, as the country is home to hundreds of active volcanoes. Authorities are on high alert, providing emergency shelters and essential supplies to evacuees as communities nearby cope with the disruption. The government is working to improve evacuation protocols and ensure the residents are informed and prepared for any escalation in volcanic activity. Now, Indonesia, no stranger to earthquakes, to volcanoes, to natural disasters. We wish the best of luck, and our prayers go out to the people who've lost their lives. But quite often we do end up talking about volcano eruptions and earthquakes in Indonesia. Many islands, many tectonic plate movements there, therefore many natural disasters. So hopefully the government can provide some assistance in this case. And for now, we're going to move on to our last story today, which takes us to the Philippines, as a Philippine military drills are going on in the South China Sea. Now, the Philippine military recently conducted a high-profile exercise in the South China Sea, simulating a tactical island capture as part of ongoing drills. This exercise comes amid rising tensions in the contested waters, where multiple countries, including China and the Philippines, assert overlapping territorial claims. The drill featured a mock island seizure, with Filipino troops practicing maneuvers to defend and reclaim territory. The move emphasizes the Philippines' resolve to uphold its sovereignty and readiness to protect its territorial rights in the region. Observers note that the exercise serves as both a message to international allies and a warning to other claimants in South China Sea. The drills were conducted with high security, and the Philippine military has stated its commitment to continuing exercises that bolster their defensive capabilities and ensure preparedness for any potential threats. All right, the Philippines is not a country to back down. They're standing their ground in the South China Sea. We'll keep you up to date if anything escalates or goes down a more aggressive route. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, those were some of the stories from across Thailand and ASEAN. You can find more stories from Thailand on thetiger.com, and you can join in the conversation on any of the stories I've spoken about today from Thailand and around ASEAN on ASEAN Now, Thailand's largest expat forum. Join in the conversation. And that's it. For now, I'm going to dive into some of the comments and say hello to the people watching live right now.